is going on with this hair? I'm sick. This is just gonna have to do. Hey you guys, I'm Shannon, aka Shanny Mac MUA, and welcome to my channel. Today's look is going to be a very dramatic, smoky Valentine's Day look. I mainly use the Morphe 35F palette. It did not have one color that I really needed, so I did end up digging into one color in my Copper Spice palette, but I tried to keep it one palette to make it a little bit easier. This is a very dramatic look, and there's a lot of steps to it, but I love it. I think it's really fun and really glam, just in case you want that more sultry look for Valentine's Day. So if you would like to see how to get this look, then please keep watching. Bye. Okay, you guys, so I'm starting off with my eyes, and I'm going to be using some Scotch tape just to kind of make sure everything gets lined up perfectly. I don't normally like to do this because it's really not good for their skin, but I'm trying to make this as easy as possible. And then I'm going in with that third color in my 35F palette, and I'm going to use this with a fluffy crease brush, and I'm going to blend this out, and I'm going to bring it all the way over to the tape and all the way in the inner corner of the eye. This is going to act as my transition shade. And now I'm going to go one shade over, and I'm going to go in with a tapered crease brush. I'm going to keep this a little lower. I'm still working from the tape all the way into the inner corner. I'm going to layer this a couple times just so it gets a little bit of depth going on, and I'm going to blend it out. Now I'm going to take my Rimmel gel liner and a very fine liner brush. This is a black gel liner, and I'm going to line right along that tape, kind of creating like a very thin wing, and I'm going to line about halfway over onto my lash line. Now I'm going to be taking the black from the 35F palette, and I'm going to be taking a smudger brush. This one's from Sephora, and I'm just going to kind of smoke this out. I'm also going to take it a little bit into the outer corner and that little V-shape area. I'm going to start adding some depth and some smokiness here. Now I'm going to be working from the Copper Spice. I'm going to be taking that warm shade, and I'm going to be using my tapered crease brush, and I'm going to go in the outer corner maybe about halfway over onto my eyelid and my crease, just to kind of start to build up some depth. I go in a couple of times with this step. Now I'm going back in with the 35F, and I'm using that black shade in a small dense brush, and I'm going over that line and in my outer V, and I'm going to kind of do this a couple times just to build up some definition and some darkness and smokiness, and just start to add a little bit of drama. And here I'm just using that first brush just to blend out the edges and make sure it's nice and seamless. Now I'm going to remove that tape. So nice to see how it's coming along now. And then next I'm going to be taking a makeup wipe, and I'm just going to be cleaning up all of the fallout. Now I'm going back to the 35F palette, and I'm going into that fourth shade. This is a very kind of soft gold shimmery shade, and I'm using a flat shadow brush to apply this, and I'm kind of carving it out. I'm not making like a cut crease, but I do want it to be very defined. And then I go back in with the Copper Spice shade, and I kind of blend it out so that way it's nice and seamless and that it has more of a gradient effect. Now I'm going in with the Becca Backlight Filter Primer, and I'm going to be mainly using this on my cheeks and my forehead. I'm going to be using a very matte foundation, so I just want to make sure that my skin still looks smooth and slightly glowy. I'm going to be going in with the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation in shade 1.5. It looks like it's too light for me, but this foundation does oxidize, so I do suggest going a shade lighter than you think you are with this. This is full coverage, guys, which is great for a really dramatic look. And I'm using my Emax foundation brush for this, and I'm just going to blend it out. Now I'm going in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in shade Fair. I'm going to be applying this under my eyes, my nose, my forehead, and my chin. And I'm going to go back in with that Emax brush and I'm going to blend it out. And now I'm going in with the Kat Von D translucent setting powder, and I'm using the Emax pointed brush to apply my bakage. This is going to make sure that our look stays nice and set and perfect all night long. Then I'm going to go in with Anastasia's pomade in soft brown. This color is a little bit darker than my hair, but I use it very softly. I wanted something a little bit more dramatic for a brow, so that's why I'm using the Dip Brow. I also don't show you the full thing on camera because it does take me a little bit longer than I wanted it to. Now I'm going in with my Too Faced concealer to carve out my brow, and I'm using the brush from the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette to do this. Now I go in with Benefit's Gimme Brow in shade 1 to fluff up my brows. And then I go back into the 35F palette and I'm going in with the 4th shade over, and I'm going to be using that dense brush to smoke out my lower lash line. And now I'm going in with that Copper Spice shade, and I'm using this to further smoke out. I'm using like a dome brush from a Sephora set, and I'm just using this to smoke it out, make it more gradient. And then I'm going in with a flat liner brush in the black from the 35F palette, and I'm going to use this to add a little bit more definition and also to connect to that line we did and kind of smudge it out and smoke it out a little bit more. Now I'm using a fluffy brush to clean up my bakage and also use this to kind of clean up any of the messes that we made. Just helps to kind of make the look a little bit more finished. Now I'm going back to that 35F palette and I'm going with the lightest shade, and I'm going to apply this into my inner corner and a little bit underneath my brow bone. In with Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and I'm just doing a quick coat to make sure all my lashes are covered. And then I'm going in with Crave lashes in the style Red Velvet. I will have a discount code for you down in the caption. Make sure you check that out. Now I'm going in with Kat Von D Tattoo Liner and Trooper, and I'm just making sure that there's no harsh stop from the lashes, so I'm just kind of lining my eyes a little bit. Then I go with Marc Jacobs High Gel Liner and Blacquer and line the waterline, and then take my flat liner brush and smudge that down and put on a coat of mascara on the bottom lashes. Now I'm going in with Nars Laguna bronzer and a Sephora brush. I'll have that brush down below in the caption. And I'm just warming up my skin a little bit. I'm not contouring yet. I just want to make sure the contour blends out really nicely. So just add a little bit of warmth to my skin. Then I'm going with an angle brush from a Sephora Christmas set. And I'm using my Anastasia light to medium powder contour kit for this. And I'm just carving out my cheekbones, and I'm going to define my hairline and my jawline with this. Now I'm going in with Benefit Dallas, and I'm using that same brush that I contoured with just to add a little bit of blush. This is really warm and neutral, kind of goes with everything, one of my favorites to use. And then I'm just going to take an Illimasqua brush, and I'm just going to carve out my contour with the translucent powder and then just blend that right out. I don't want it too harsh, but I do want a little bit more clean and cut of a contour. And then I'm going to go in with Laura Mercier's Face Illuminator in the shade Addiction. And I'm just going to highlight my cheekbones, my lip, and my nose. I'm going to follow up my Makeup Forever Pro Light Fusion in shade 01, which is my ultimate favorite, as you guys should know by now. I'm going to do the same thing. This just kind of makes a really pretty color when you work these two together. I love mixing these two together. Now I'm going in with Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip, and I'm using the shade Times Square, and I'm just going to go ahead and fill my lips. I do overline it a little bit. I have very small lips, so kind of like to help my lips out just a little bit. Now I'm going in with Benefit Sugar Bomb Lip Gloss. I'm just using this pretty much just on the center of my mouth. It's very similar to Times Square. It's just going to add a little bit of shine, a little hydration, and I'm going to deal with my messy hair, and the look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!